Guys, what's going on? It's the Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now, Merry Christmas for all of you that celebrate Christmas. We are literally into the final days of 2024, so we do expect 2025 to be absolute fireworks in the upcoming super cycle. We've already had liftoff with Bitcoin hitting over 100k. We've also had XRP hit that sort of interim high at $2.90, and the rest of the crypto is doing beautifully. However, on the daily, we're not looking so great at the moment. We do have a lot of red bubbles here, and we've got a couple of green bubbles as well. Virtual up 14.1% on the daily, so that is the biggest gainer for the day. Now, I have not looked at any of these charts yet. I'll keep an eye on them from time to time. I just come back from the gym. I feel like I've already resumed normality at the moment, which is not great. Well, it is great because literally my life literally consists of going to the gym Monday to Friday. Go to the gym, sauna, steam room, just chill out basically. I'll come home, do my videos, etc., which is normally why I wear a hat, because I cannot, well, I can't really say the words, CBA anyway, redoing my hair, etc., and dolling up to come onto YouTube. So here we are anyway, guys. So literally just put out this poll literally 13 minutes ago, already received 101 votes. This is just, it's just mad, like how social media just blows up. It's just crazy. Do you know what I mean? And you know what? 84% of people are actually interested in what I've got to say, which is absolutely astounding, because I'm just a typical guy, just doing my thing, minding my own business, just stacking crypto ultimately. So here we are anyway, guys. Let's dive into the chart. So first and foremost, we have XRP. XRP is in the building, and you can see already in the shortlist down here, it is pretty much red across the board, besides the DXY, which is the dollar index, and you've got Quant up 3%. So Quant is hanging in there. However, the rest of the market is down. Now, I'm just going to scroll out and zoom out, give you guys a little bit of context to see where we're currently playing out at the moment. So this is XRP on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, now I did post out this tweet the other day with XRP. So this is the sort of price action we're actually interested in, because we did have this golden cross. Now, a golden cross occurs when the 50-day moving average moves above and crosses through the 200-day institutional moving average. Okay, so 200-day moving average is what institutions typically look at, hedge funds. So any sort of smart money will be paying attention to this red line. Okay, so when this blue line crosses through, that is a bullish signal. So we got that confirmation there. We had a little bit of a rejection, okay, even on top of a golden cross. Okay, so there can still be some sort of volatility around when these moving averages do cross, okay, because it is only the 4-hour time frame. However, once we got that cross, XRP was currently trading around the cross, I would say around anywhere between 60 cent it was trading at the time of the golden cross. Okay, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is when XRP went to market. Yes, we did have the US elections literally 4 or 5 days prior to the golden cross, but we did make two shells. We got one shelf here, two shells here. We did come back down to test the 50-day moving average, and that would have been an absolute beautiful entry at this point. Okay, I was looking at taking profits, because we was looking at the Fibonacci sort of extension tools and also the retracement tools as well, around the, I think it was the 618 or whatever it is. I can't remember the numbers off fibs. Let's just bring them up here. So there you go. You got a 786 and a 618. So those are the two fib targets we were looking at. However, XRP bounced beautifully off this 50-day MA. So you're literally getting in the bottom of that sort of next leg up there. Now, we wasn't looking at moving averages at the time. We typically look at sort of order blocks. So we're looking at when we're getting in, and was also looking at, like I say, the fib retracements, because they are ultimately probably the most reliable sort of indicator tool as traders and investors that we can apply to these charts. And you can see where XRP shot up at $2.90. Nobody was to know where XRP was heading. Ultimately, it did take out $2.77, which was the highest. I think it was the highest weekly close. It may have been the highest daily close. I'm not quite sure without going back. But ultimately, we're taking out highs, which is where we need to be targeting with XRP. Now, it's a lot trickier to actually project and predict where markets are going to go when we're going to price discovery, because there isn't any sort of previous price action that we can interact with. This is why a lot of top TA expert analysts in the market will never give you a prediction, because if it doesn't come to fruition, that is going to damage their credibility. I'll do it anyway. Like I say, I'm just an ordinary guy on the microphone giving you guys my opinion, never financial advice. So I'm happy to always put my neck on the block. But ultimately, we run back into this 50-day moving average. Okay, so that could have been a signal for us to move. And this is what we'll look at implementing a little bit more of going into the super cycle, guys. So, we can be a little bit more accurate and take more profits ultimately, rather than just relying on sort of Fibonacci tools. Okay, so we run into this 50-day moving average here. And this is where we actually faced a strong sort of rejection. Yeah, we didn't get that bounce that we was looking for off that 50-day moving average, and we actually capitulated and come down to $1.90, which ultimately has been the sort of recent low throughout this sort of move for XRP. We managed to get back up. That acted as a magnet, that 50-day moving average. You can see the blue trend line there. We got a bit of a pop, come back down, retest, and we got a violent rejection. And now we are starting to bring the red 200-day institutional moving average into play now. So this is what happened. We did tag in there. So institutions have probably bought that up straight away off the 200-day. It got bought up straight away. You can see this green candle following that sort of 4-hour candle prior to that. And we looked at getting back up to that blue line. So these two moving averages on this particular time frame are respected highly at this moment in time. However, we are heading into a death cross. So like we had a golden cross where the blue moves through the red, that is a gold cross. Now we're actually seeing an inverse sort of reaction here. The blue line, the 50-day moving average, is going to cross back through the red line, which is a death cross. So could this be the catalyst now for the markets to dump? We do have the USDT delisting on the 30th of December as well, guys. But if you guys need a plan, I have got the blockbulls.com link below in the description. If you guys need plans for 2025, my sort of exit strategy, the targets that I will be looking for, and the sort of exact dates that I'll be looking at. I will be probably looking at providing an update, because we have had 33 weeks past prior Bitcoin halving. Usually, historically, that has marked the bottom. And although we did mark the pullback on XRP, it wasn't the bottom. However, we will be looking at to see if we can sort of implement them. I'm not sure if those are going to affect our sort of target dates in terms of when we are looking to take profits. We've not actually got there at the moment, at this moment in time, but we're going to keep tabs on it daily. We'll try and cover these videos and frequent updates Monday to Friday. So make sure you're subscribed, liking the video to make sure I can continue publishing these types of videos to keep you guys in the loop. But ultimately, we're looking at a death cross right now. So the death cross hasn't occurred. Yes, we can avoid a death cross, even though the blue line is getting close with a massive up thrust from XRP. But at this moment in time, it's looking unlikely, just because of the delisting of USDT literally in 3 days' time. So you need to prepare accordingly. But in my view, XRP is losing the 200-day moving average, and eventually this is going to cross in the next couple of days. Now, I can only give you guys what I'm going to be thinking here. So I'm just going to draw across this blue line and forecast where this is heading, yeah? So somewhere along that line, and then we'll draw, again, this sort of other red line through to here. So according to that, if you're forecasting in that sort of way, obviously moving averages are lagging indicators. This crosses around Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, you'll see a lot of volatility. I could get to see a little bit of a pop, take out these sort of 4-hour closes up here around $2.32. But I won't be getting excited even if we do rise prices up to around $2.32. What I'm saying is, they're just going to run in a lot of volatility once this crosses over. But ultimately, this is going to roll over, and this is where these two shells are, in my view, going to come into play. Even with a USDT coin, that tether, that would probably be unpegged at some point, So if you are in Tether, I'm probably in Tether as well, because there's not always a lot of liquidity in USDC. So I'm going to have some USDC. I'm going to have some Paxos gold as well, because gold always tends to, kind of mitigate any sort of volatility. And then I've also got I got Tether, USDC, and then I've got Paxos gold. So I'm spread amongst three of them. But ultimately, I want to be re-entering the market. So whether or not we're going to get a massive sort of crash once Tether is delisted, but believe you and me, I probably will not leave the charts on the 30th of December when the delisting is. So I will be looking at, keeping some dry powder, and ultimately I do believe XRP can get back down to these wedges. We've been saying it now for like 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks that XRP could revisit the apex of the wedge. Funnily enough, 50 cent was also where it was trading at the time of the Bitcoin halving. Historically, in previous 2 cycles, XRP has retested that current price at the time of Bitcoin halving on the 19th of April. So that will be 50 cent. So that would be brilliant in my view if we did get that sort of retest, because I'll probably break down in tears. I'll come down and I'll shed a little tear. I'll be like, oh my God. That moment you realise, you're thinking, oh my God, I've got about 3 or 4 accounts in the top 1% of XRP. Then I've got some extra dry powder to load up on XDC. I've got a little bit of dry powder for Velo. Like literally, my bags will be full, like literally overspilling the bags. And I'll know at that point I would have made multiple millions during this upcoming bull cycle. And I'll just be like, everything that I've worked for, all the sacrifices, the dedication, the discipline, the reading the charts, the sort of, oversight, the arrogance that I actually paid to the charts back in the previous cycle, where I just had my head in the cloud, wasn't paying attention to the charts, refreshing the portfolio, watching Twitter, all the moon boys. It was euphoria. But this time is different. We're on it. We've learned from our mistakes. And believe me and you, if you've been through a super cycle or a cycle in a previous market, you will know that taking profits, there's never a bad time to take profits, guys, honestly, because the markets will move up and they will move down. They are cyclical, and that's just how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. But let's have a look at some of the other charts now. We'll look at a quick look at Velo, because we're reaching 11, 12 minutes in the video. So again, with these moving averages at the moment, we've got the 50-day and the 200-day. Again, Velo still hasn't actually created a death cross, but it is coming by the looks of things. Now, Velo looks to be getting down to the 200-day moving average. Again, we did have a strong sort of candle down here, but it got bought up aggressively with Velo. So will this Velo get bought up around 2.5 cents? Who's to know? But I do believe the rest of the market is going to capitulate. I don't feel like there's any crypto token out there that is going to survive the delisting of Tether amongst sort of these MiCA regulations upon Europe. So it's going to affect everyone. Just make sure that you haven't got any sort of Tether in European sort of exchanges. Now, that's up to you to do your own research, guys. It's quite easily, I'm not going to teach you guys how to suck egg and how to search in Google where your exchange is, where you actually hold your dry powder. Okay, so that is Velo, guys. Velo can come down considerably, but ultimately I'll be looking at rebuying and re-entering around this sort of blue line here. So even first week, second week in January, it can take a week or two to play out, but ultimately we have got the 20th of January when Donald Trump gets and takes office. So 20th of January, I am very, very bullish, and I do believe we are going to absolutely explode. But at the moment, guys, it's not looking too good in terms of the charts, and these death crosses are about to start crossing over ultimately. So XDC, let's have a quick look at XDC. XDC has lost. Like I said, this is first time in the last 4 hours. I've been in the gym. I've been chilling. I'm in the sauna, trying to increase my lifespan by up to 20%. Not that I do it for that purpose. But anyhow, I'm in the sauna, minding my own business, and XDC has already just lost the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame. And again, death cross is near. The blue line is almost, well, it's not almost, but it is closing in on the 200-day moving average when we'll see a death cross. Usually it's probably too late. By the time the death cross has occurred, more than likely we're probably already dumped lower, and we'll be looking at coming down to some of these sort of targets here. Now, again, guys, I've not looked at this chart today, so I'm not even sure where I'd be looking at re-entering for sort of XDC. But for me, that ledge will be nice down there, this ledge down here. So when I do get this ledge, I'll probably be looking at, exploiting some sort of dry powder and re-entering the market. Again, we've got this sort of green order block. So around this sort of price action for XDC. Again, we'll look at re-entries once we do see the capitulation and we do lose these sort of 200-day moving averages, and obviously once these death crosses do begin to play out, we'll look at when we can re-enter the market there. So let's just have a look. We've had a look at XEC, Velo, XRP. We've already seen Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin has crossed and created a death cross there. So literally, we've got a little shelf here, in my view, around sort of 92,800. If we lose that shelf, we'll probably look at, making a massive sort of retracement, and I'll be looking at getting back in if I was interested in sort of Bitcoin below 73k, for me 73k would be brilliant, because that would mark out that sort of high there, 73,800. So below 73, 74k would be a sort of safe time to start getting back into Bitcoin. But that doesn't mean we can't come lower. I could see us coming down as low as around 65k in my view. So that would be around, I don't know, what's that, 30 to 35% correction from these sort of prices. Let's just have a measure down. Let's grab that price action there to that yellow line. Looking at about 20%. Okay. And if it's come down to this sort of white line, you're looking around 30%, which would take us down to about 65%, guys. So yeah, XDC, Velo, Bitcoin, XRP, they're all covered. Quick look at Gala as well. Gala is breaking down. Gala has already created the Death Cross here. You can see there when the blue line comes underneath. So we did have the Death Cross back here on 21st, Saturday the 21st of December. I've been trading sideways, but ultimately I do expect Gala to continue falling. And again, I'm probably looking at this is a nice little edge down here around 2.5 cents. Again, we can come back down lower to this sort of this white trend line down here. So this sort of region, in my view, this purple box, will be a brilliant buying opportunity, because there is a inverse head and shoulders down here somewhere on the larger time scale. So I do believe we will keep that intact. So this is the head and shoulders around here. You got the head, left shoulder, right shoulder. So I still believe we will maintain that micro structure and keep that intact. And we could still do that even if we come down to this sort of purple region. So I'll be looking at accumulating Gala between 2 and 2.5 cents around that sort of box, guys. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you guys need a plan, XDC, XRP plans are there. If you do purchase both of those products together, you will receive a 10% discount. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and I shall see you shortly into the next video. Blockbull over and out.